As the US presidential election reaches its last lap, the Indian American community is playing an increasingly important role in these elections. Indian Americans, though still small in numbers, are now the largest and most politically active group among Asian Americans. DD India's Amritpal Singh travelled to California's Central Valley to meet farmers of Indian origin there who have been settled there for over a century. Listen in.
When Usha Vance stood beside her husband, J.D. Vance, Donald Trump's running mate, at the Republican National Convention in July this year, it marked the first time that an Indian American stood to become a vice presidential spouse. That cemented a remarkable reality that a woman of Indian descent will either serve as the next president of the United States of America or become its second lady. It was the latest milestone for the Indian American community that has emerged as a political powerhouse over the past decade. Today, the Indian Americans are increasingly being nominated to senior public service positions, occupying over 4.4% of the positions, while the Indian diaspora makes up a mere 1.5% of the US population. The Indian diaspora represents a dynamic network of 5.1 million people, including 2.8 million first-generation immigrants. Today we travel to a small town in central California called Yuba City to meet farmers who have been growing peaches and prunes here for over a century.
In this area, most farmers, they don't do that much row crop, but they do more like walnut, almond, peaches, prune. It's big agriculture.
The story of the Indians in Yuba City begins at the turn of the 20th century, when early immigrants from Punjab came here to work as farm laborers. The handful of immigrants over the century have grown into a thriving community of thousands of prosperous farmers, business owners, and professionals.
Started in the 1900s, right? People had came through illegally into Mexico, and they got married there with the Mexican ladies to become citizens. Then they went into Brawley. So we have even a Sikh temple over there in Mexico. And slowly they shifted towards the north here, like we're sitting in Yuba City, California here. Fresno area, Stockton, San Jose, all these areas, Bakersfield, that's how they shifted all along. And they have made a big change since when they came from there. But now the farming has really changed since the 1900s to now.
Over the years, they have assimilated well in the American society.
We help each other. I have two Sikh neighbors by me. They've helped me harvest. I've helped them do things and given them spare things that I didn't need anymore that they can use. And so, I mean, we get along just like we do with any neighbor.
Those successive generations ventured out into other professions, becoming doctors, engineers, and businessmen. Many amongst them are now returning to their family profession of farming. While the contribution of the Indian diaspora in the technology sector in the United States is pretty well known and well documented, it is the contribution of the Indian farmers in the American economy, also in the American society, by bringing in their values of diversity, inclusivity, and tolerance that makes this small community a pretty sought-after voter base for both political parties. With cameraman Sanjay Jaina, this is Amritpal Singh in Yuba City, Central California for DD India.